No matter what time of year it is, wrapping one or more trees in your yard is an easy way to make the outside feel enhanced. It's an easy way to make an enchanting yard that people can enjoy at spring events and parties, and the summer is a great time to make your outdoor oasis dreams come true. When you wrap trees in lights, you can do all of these things and more. This project will roughly take you about 45 minutes to an hour to complete, and you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a ladder, a tape measure, outdoor extension cord, outdoor string lights. Possibly you'll also need cardboard or twine. There are some risks that come with working outside that you should think about before you start. Poor weather can slow you down and make it unsafe to use a ladder. Pick a clear day with no rain and little to no wind to lower the risk of the ladder falling over. Since the lights are going to be outside, make sure the extension cord is GFCI protected. There should also be enough space between the extension cord and the string lights so that the plug doesn't get wet at all. An extension ladder is going to be needed to hang lights from trees that are high up. To give the user the best support and balance, make sure the ladder is held evenly at both the top and the bottom and that it is tilted about 75 degrees. It's smart to have someone else hold the ladder while it is being used. Before you start, make sure the extension cord is long enough to reach the target tree and has GFCI protection for safety. Check out how the tree looks from the road and see how much you can see and where to begin wrapping the tree lights. If you want to make sure your string lights work before you start putting them up on the tree, plug them in and wind each one into a ball. Take a moment to do this. It will save you a lot of time because you won't have to deal with strings that are open or twisted during the installation. To begin, you want to set up your full-size or extension ladder so that the top and bottom are both held evenly at a 75-degree angle. Someone else should hold the ladder while you work. Before you start the job, make sure the extension cord and the string lights work. There's a few things you need to take into consideration, like how big is the tree? This is going to decide your choices for spacing. You're going to want to choose how close or far apart you want the lights to be around your tree as the first initial step. The way your tree looks when it's all lit up will depend a lot on how much space you leave between each row of lights. Now, let's look at how spacing light wraps on the same tree look different. To stick to your budget and to get the look that you want, you're going to need to figure out how many string lights you're going to need. A good way to figure out how many sets of string lights are needed to decorate the tree is to measure it. Even though you can guess how big the tree is and buy lights based on that guess, it's better to use a measuring tape to get exact measurements of the tree's height and length. Figure out how far apart string lights should be, then divide that number by the tree's height. That number will tell you how many feet of lighting you're going to need. Now multiply that number by the tree's diameter. Now, although you could decide the distance between each wrap yourself, if you want to go with our professional opinion, we like to go with 6 inches between each wrap. That's about the size of a dollar bill for reference. This is going to make sure that the wrap isn't too busy and it has the right look that you're looking for. Though wrapping a tree is more or less the same, there's a few things to consider depending on the season. When the trees are bare in the winter, keeping the spacing the same as you go from the trunk up through the branches will help make the light show more evenly. Whereas in summer, there's a little bit more wiggle room. When it's warmer, you can switch from a tighter wrap around the tree's trunk to a looser wrap around the branches. This way flowers and leaves will spread the light around and make a beautiful glow. For most trees, you're going to want to wrap the string lights around the base and bigger branches of the tree the same way. You're going to run the lights up and down each thick branch. The lights can be wrapped around smaller twigs as well to make the top of the tree look really nice. For something like an evergreen, you want to arrange it like a Christmas tree by wrapping string lights around the outside of the tree, but here's a word of caution. Make sure the string lights are not buried too deeply into the tree leaves so that the effect is as you would like it. Your string light wrap should start at the lowest point of the tree that can be seen. If you can see the base of the tree trunk, however, start the string lights a few feet higher so that the electrical link stays off the ground. As you're wrapping the tree, make sure to keep pulling the lights tight to keep the string from sliding down the tree trunk. As you go up, wrap the lights around the tree trunk more and more. Check the space between the string lights often to make sure they are all the same while you work. It takes some time to do this part of the job. Place the ladder where you want it, climb up, and wrap some lights around the tree. Then go down, move the ladder and climb back up to do more wrapping. When the first string runs out, plug in the next one. Once you're done with the tree trunk, move on to the branches. Keep doing this until the job is completed. This is going to depend on preference. To keep the end of your last string safe, tuck it under one of your other wraps. That's it. That's all there is to it. Wrapping trees and lights is an easy way to light up a yard, and it's even easier once you know how to do it. Now, this process may sound very simple, but it does take a little bit of skill. If you're just starting out, you might need to use something like planning tape or zip ties to keep the lights in place after you've wrapped the string lights around the tree. This is going to keep the lights from moving around in strong winds or falling off the tree during something like a snowstorm or an ice storm. When you take down the lights, make sure to cut off any zip ties or any fasteners that you have holding the lights down. Homeowners can't always wrap the tree themselves because it's too big or too tall, so it might be smart to call a professional lighting service to do this. People who work as outdoor lighting installers have a lot of experience climbing ladders, wrapping string lights, running extension cords, and making beautiful displays. If the job is too hard or takes too much of your time, don't be afraid to hire a professional. To learn more about outdoor lighting, consider subscribing to this channel. We're going to have a lot more videos about this kind of stuff, more outdoor lighting video tutorials on how to do outdoor lighting. Good luck.